Welcome. Oh, welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or messages. Come in. Come on. I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Yes, my dear big cat, swag can never, ever, 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 never, ever outdo the bag. Remember I told you that? The planetary energies are: the sun enters Pisces, the 12th house, darling dear. Pisces, which is ruled by Neptune, and in tarot it's covered by the moon card as well as the hangman. The hangman is about you taking the time to realize that you are at breakthrough, darling dear. The moon energy is also about the emotions as well as relationships, darling dear. Somebody is really upset and their anger is creeping up on them, they, them and like a cheap lace thong, right? Because swag don't replace the bag, blood. What's going on? Tell them at the back. As the sun enters Pisces, imagination, compassion, and intuition will be stronger over the next 30 days. The operative number is 3, darling dear, which goes down to the Empress. The Empress of everything, of abundance, darling dear, of knowing thy worth and adding tax. This is the time to connect to your subconscious, strengthen your intuition, and release what has been holding you back. The skullduggerous moon enters Aquarius. Baby, I can't stop talking about Aquarius. Why? We're in the age of Aquarius, where everything is being revealed to us. Everything that was kept secret and kept us as thumbers, blind to what's really going on, is being revealed. And the moon is right up in there, mate, causing all sorts of issues as it highlights what needs to be highlighted. The future is of greater importance, darling dears, as you can focus on your dreams and what you hope to achieve. You can be open to pursuing this in a new way, a different way, darling dear. One with your pineal glands completely shined off, bright, darling dear, as you understand a thing or two about a thing or two. But the biggest understanding, if there's anything you take from this reading today, darling dears, swag can't outdo the bag. And as a big cat, you have to come back from everything, darling dear. People don't understand how hard it is when you choose to do the shadow work. The shadow work that is keeping you from the Most High, separating you from greatness. Facing the cat in the mirror, realizing where you fell down, darling dear. The times when you didn't defend yourself because you didn't have a pour in the fight. You didn't understand how great you truly are. You can co-create anything you want on this Malkuth in the age of Aquarius. But you have to get right with the Most High, darling dear. How do you do that? By doing the shadow work. How else you gonna sock it to him, Scotty? They, them and They're flashing this in your face and that in your face, telling people this and telling people that, but they're not paying attention to their astroturf that's on layaway, quiet as it's kept. Yes, my darling dear big cat, let's dive in and see what's going on. Let me get comfortable. And while you're at it, darling dear, take the time to take the hop, skip, and jump to my TikTok. I've pinned something that's very important for you to listen to. Listen to that information on TikTok, on my page. I've pinned it so you'll know exactly what I mean. It will only take 10 minutes in your life, darling dear, but it will open your eyes and your mind to so much what's going on. But anyway, let's carry on, darling dears. I was going to use this, but I'm going to use the ones that I found the other day that I got from Glastonbury. And I'd forgotten I had them until my crystal one cracked. I'm telling you, I'm still traumatized. A whole crystal cracks. Oh, you've got 2 of them. Love it. Don't hate it, darling dear. Big Cat, I told you, anytime you get the blank rune, divine has a destined hand on your life. Remember, swag don't outdo the bag. Any day there's a D in it, darling dears. They are laughing at what you've got going on, calling you this, calling you that. Some even said you was mad. Why? You're not mad, darling dear. You just have boundaries. Divine is about to gift you your deepest wish, what you've been working towards, what you're hoping to achieve. There's been some hard days you've been going through where you've doubted your greatness, where you doubted whether or not the next step you take is going to be the greatest step, when every step, even a half step in the right direction, darling dear, is fortifying your greatness. Remember, we what? We kick ass, take names, and eat the wounded. Figuratively, darling dears, we don't cannibalize no one around here. But you know what I'm saying, Big Cat, bestie. You have the blank rune, darling dear. Take courage, because somebody is what? Somebody needs to hear this message. They want me to minister to them today. They think that, oh, I've done this and I've done that and this hasn't happened. Listen, everything is in God's timing, and you've been getting the blank runes of late. Know that what you are up against and what you are expecting to achieve is about to what come to you, but everything is in the timing of the Most High. I told you many times, my dear Big Cat, anything you get quickly builds your ego, which is not your amigo. But something that takes time builds your character, your expertise, and your je ne sais quoi, so you can quoi to they, them, and who feel that swag is everything. No, it's not, darling dear. It's the bag, quiet as it's kept. Love it. I don't hate it. Let's see if I can get the comments to come up, because sometimes, mate, it's like Mercury retrograde is on all of my devices. Let's see if it will come up. Oh yes, it's fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. It's coming up. Audrey Dive first in the chat. Fist bump. Cheryl G. Wagwan. Big Cat wave pressure. Could always do with a bit of pressure, darling dears. Keep me on the straight and narrow, away from the wicked with ill intent. Tony Williams, I see you. Donnie Renee, fist bump. She said it. Love your title, darling dear. Bonita, my dancing ballerina. Glad you could what? Spin through, darling dear. Always glad for your company. And anyone else who I haven't mentioned, namaste. Why? Because I'm a chatty cat and we must press on. Because guess what? Tai was is just this energy, darling dears, in the reverse. Somebody's trying to what? Pop. They're trying to what? Flash themselves on you. Oh, Big Cat, I've got something to tell you. Oh, hold on. I need coffee, right? I need coffee. I got something to tell you, right? What happened to me this week? Because the way I see it, if you are no longer in union with someone, right? The other parent that's taking no responsibility for the care of the progeny must take care of the progeny through what? Child maintenance. The father of my progeny owes nearly 8,000 skrillas in child maintenance. Yes, he does. And he hasn't paid it for the past 3 months. So I sent him pictures of my daughter's shoes and her trainers. Yes, I can pay for them. Yes, I've got the money to pay for them. But no, I'm not going to do it. I take care of what? Their mental, physical, emotional health. I keep them on the straight and narrow. And he refuses. And because my son said something to him, you know what he said to my son? He wants nothing to do with him. The same one that doesn't answer their calls when they call, doesn't answer their texts, aired our daughter on her 13th birthday, told her he was coming, didn't turn up. He did this wickedness to him. And it really upset me, you know. It upset me. Listen, WhatsApp was my bitch for about 10 minutes while I could just, you know, when you just have to send messages through. But let me tell you something. You ain't the only one that's going through things. And I'm telling you, If you've got progeny with someone, go and get the child maintenance. They have to pay. And in UK, they don't play. They take away driving licenses, they take away passports, and they put their ass in prison with the prisoners, just like R. Kelly. You stand up for what is right. Just because you've got the Pentacale to pay for it, the other parent who does nothing, doesn't take them over for sleepovers or nothing, should pay for their well-being. And don't let them talk to your progeny any other way, just because they are what? They are a parent. No, blood. A parent takes care of their what? Their spiritual needs, their physical needs. And it's not just about giving them presents at Christmas, darling dear. They don't take the time to get the individual child's what? Personality, how they move. And not everybody's going to have it, especially if their mother's name is Big Cat. Or if you're the father, that's the parent that has the full responsibility of these progenies. Dare to tell my son that I'm careless? Listen, I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm telling you, when I speak to you guys, I speak to you because I want you to understand you don't take back no chat. You deal with these mother foes. You don't let them get away, right? With free life. What about your progeny? Are they supposed to live off the fat of the land? He wants my progeny outside the train station with matchsticks, right? But I'm telling you, it's not because I can't pay for things, right? I can pay for things, but because you take no other responsibility in their life, you have to make sure certain things are okay. But they don't want to do that. But this is in all situations, darling dears. It's not just that. This speaks about what? Injustices. Right next to the blank rune that the Most High gives us to let us know that brighter days and better days are ahead. And everyone must pay for what they did. Yes, baby, they must pay. They must not be allowed to get away with it. Outrageous, darling dears. I was so mad. And then I realized narcissists want you to be mad. They want you to give out what? Negative reactions. They don't even care if it's negative or positive. The same one that was trying to beg me back with 30 pieces of, was it 60 pieces of silver, right? With a John Lewis gift card, sending Bruno Mars tracks about leave the back door open. I nearly tore up the whole of the universe. All of this because I don't want them. Because you don't want them. Because they have no control over you. They will try and what? Beat up your progeny. Don't let them do it, darling dears. I don't care who it is. I will come for you. And I will come for you again, darling dear. Especially when it's my progeny. Why? The children are the future, darling dears. Child maintenance should be paid. And they must pay. But they've got time to what? Buy whatever. I don't even know what they're buying because I couldn't give a flying or good golly and gosh. But the point of the fact, he hurt my son. I sent him a message. You will miss him before he miss you. You did that to the wrong one, blood. The only child you had still that respected you. You've got 4 children and none of them are around you. Whose fault is that? Don't let them take the pee with you, darling dears. And don't let them use what? Tongue wrestling on your children to use as what? Psychological effects on them to affect their life. You come for them, darling dears. You come for them. Anyway, let's get back to the read. Now that I've got it off my chest, I can breathe again, darling dear, because I tell you, I was so mad. And you know, when you just have, like I said, I made WhatsApp my bitch. Message after message to let him know that you played with the wrong one, blood. You have to tell these people that judgment is called on them. It's not spell work, darling dear. Because when you live a clean life, you're not doing nothing to no one. You go out there to try and what? Raise other people's vibration. Sometimes through your experience. And me, sometimes it's most of the time it's through what the cards tell us, darling dears. Don't let nobody manhandle you, darling dears. You handle them. Remember I told you that. Let's get back to the read. Justice, darling dear, is Libra energy. It's also the 7th house of partnerships, darling dears. Somebody was unjust in what? Contracts. 7th house is marriages, long-term situations. It could also be a job. It speaks about somebody who was not faithful to a situation. And it also speaks about what they did in private. they will be what? Shamed for it in public. Remember, I told you that. You may not be the one that has the blade, right? I mean, has the handle to the blade that cuts them, darling dear, to their white meat. But every one of the injustices are being counted as you receive the blank rune. Outrageous, darling dear, outrageous. Me with a whole lexicon of what's going on. If there was ever anything that was pushing me to start a podcast and a blog, I was taken there, darling dears, and I've got a lot to talk about. And fortunately for me, because of you, Big Cat, you supporting me on the TikTok, I'm able to go live. I might go live afterwards and we'll have a quick chat, because some of you are going for it and you don't know how to be strong. I will come over to TikTok and we can see each other eye chakra to eye chakra and discuss these things, because this is outrageous. Many of you are afraid to speak up to these people because of how violent they've been. And they're going to do this and that. But you call judgment on them because divine, your ancestors, way shows and spiritual guides have counted every one of your soul tears. Why? Because you did the right thing. You chose your progeny over anybody on this Malkuth. Many of you are celibate and afraid to go into relationships because of what the parent of your progeny did. Because you're afraid to what? Get in the same situation again. But let me tell you something. The same fire won't burn you twice, especially when your third eye is open and you know what's going on. They're going to go for it, darling dears. Those that came with the swag, that can't outdo the bag that you're building in silence, darling dear. This is the Watchtower of the North, the dark night of the soul. Water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Yes, baby. Had to look over my shoulder because, quiet as it's... Well, I don't really keep that quiet. I'm the red light, green light champion. As are you, Big Cat. As are you. They're going for it, darling dear. But it's only just the beginning. Remember, I told you that. Why? Because they've done no form of shadow work. They've done nothing to correct what they created on this Malkuth. And they thunk they'd get away with it. You don't get away with it, darling dears. You see, the thing is, right? Energy is everything, darling dear. And when you call judgment on someone, darling dear, it's not spell work, as I said. The karma that they've created, if you've got progeny, it will fall on your progeny to the second and third generation. But you have to nip that shiznai in the bud. Make sure that they get all of the karma they truly deserve. This is why you call judgment. And your words will be counted in Kether, darling dears, to see if you've balanced out the scales, to see if you've been doing right, all whilst they've done everything in their power to do wrong. And I told you already many times, my dear Big Cat, I'm an advocate for children, for those women and men and children that are being abused, gone for abuse, being pulled around. I've got a problem with that, darling dear. Them have got your heat. Trust and believe. Just because it's not in your eye chakra doesn't mean that they're going to get away with the injustices they perpetrated. Dishonesty, lies, subterfuge and bull swanky. Many of them are what? Merchants of slander on the balls of their feet, saying you did this and that when they're really talking about themselves. They created a lot of injustices in your life, darling. Do you see these narcissists? What they do, they badmouth you so much to other people till people that don't know you as a person, right? Start saying, oh, build in silence, leave this person, leave them in the dust, this and that. They don't even realize that they've put their own immortal soul on the line, darling dear. A narcissist will always narc, darling dear, and look for a whole village of idiots to follow them into wickedness. And the justices that they wanted to perpetrate against you will be on them. This is Taiwas, darling dears. Did I tell you that? Represented by the letter T. They want war and strife, darling dear. These dull-eyed simpletons. represented by the number 44, 45, 46, and 47. But what they intended for you, darling dear, I told you, judgment. You call judgment, but you have to do it with a clean and pure heart, and not with wickedness when you say it, darling dear. Because every one of your tears have been cried. You forget that you are what? A spiritual being having a human experience. Your energy is everything. And people that try to take your energy because they can't step up to the plate, or because they didn't break you, or because you didn't take yourself out of this life. What they intended for you, darling dear, is back on them. Can't you see the lightning? They say lightning doesn't strike the same place twice, but I'm telling you, it'll go strike them and kill out them quality. And I want them to live. I don't wish for no one to die. They must live and get all the karmas. They must. Let them continue lying, Bonita. Let them lie, because every one of them lies are being counted. You continue to live your pure, clean life. It's not been easy doing the shadow work, because you have to face your own self and realize in some cases you was the common denominator for all this wickedness being perpetrated against you, because you wasn't armed and dangerous as you are now. Stay dangerous, big cat. Fist bump. Watchtower of the South, darling dear. The summer months, something is going to show for you in the summer months. I told you, you're going to see the wheel turn in March. I've been saying that. It's going to turn in your favor in a big way in March. May is when you're going to see what the culmination of your work start to blossom. But the summer months, oh my gosh, good golly and gosh, you ain't seen nothing yet, big cat. The work that you've been doing is going to pay off in a big way. And you will see that swag cannot outdo the bag. The Watchtower for Self is also what? Fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It speaks about romance. Somebody wanted to rekindle a romance with you, darling dear. But Divine is about to what? Send in new passion for you. Someone who is passionate about you, or you focusing on your passions, the passions that you've been working on for some time. Taiwas is represented by the 11th card, darling dear. Some of you have been going through a very difficult time for the past 11 days, 11 months. It could be as much as 11 years. That is for someone, darling dears. You're about to see the wheel turns. You will see the fruits of your labor, because your hard work, your due diligence, and understanding that the Most High is the head of your table. Many of them see. Let me tell you something, right? Can we have you? Oh no, I need some coffee. O'Shea! Jay! Where is this boy? O'Shea! He can't be sleeping. He was just on the stairs. Give me a minute, darling dears. O'Shea! You make me some coffee, please, son. My coffee's on the stairs. Yeah. Right. Let me tell you something, right? Lean in again, big cat. This is a peccadillo that you need to understand and keep this close to your heart. There's nothing wrong with walking alone, whether you are male or female, because the person that is able to walk and stand on their own, they're the baddest one in the room. Many people are in toxic relationships because they're afraid to be on their own. Many people stay in dysfunctional families being put upon by the wicked because they're afraid to walk alone. The cat that can stand alone and walk alone is the baddest in their field. Why? Because they move in silence, darling dears. Nobody knows what your next move is. You don't need a team of merchants of slanders to big you up and bolster your ego. The same ones that will disrespect you once they get up from the table. The same ones that will not protect your back once your back is turned. Learn to stand alone, big cat. Many of you have progeny just like me, darling. Learn to stand alone. There's going to be times when you may not even have food. Well, guess what? If you're Jamaican, you've got flour in your house, you can make dumplings. Because you see those hard times, and your progeny see what you had to do alone, they will respect you and love you, and you will set a paradigm of strength within your progeny, darling dears. Remember, I told you that. Learn to walk alone. Love your own company. Many people can't keep their own company because they live in their conscious mind, and we've got a 5D mind to be working with, darling dears. What's that, Bonita? You learn to make, yeah, you're gonna make me cry. You learn to make biscuits, whatever it is. Because what the blessings that are coming towards you because of the injustices, you got the blank rune, darling dear, next to the injustices. Divine gave this to us first to let us know that this has been counted. The race is not for those with the swag, darling dear, because swag will never ever outdo the bag. And remember, we are fast approaching March, and you will see the change. I just heard the number 7. Even though we are in a 7 year, 7 is a highly spiritual number, darling dear, but it's also about knowledge, analyzing a situation. But the 7th of March, you will see the wheel turn in your life. Remember, I told you that. Mark it down on your almanac. Let's get a domino into the mix. Look at this, a 7, and we have a 5, darling dears. The 5 and the 7 goes to a 12. The 12 is what? The hangman. The hangman is also what? Neptune energy. Neptune is a higher octave of Venus, darling dears. It also speaks about your mystical capacity, darling dears. Divine wants you to pay attention to your dreams. Maybe some of you are not paying attention to your dreams. When you wake up, write them down. It also speaks about some of you are still in the fog of possibly the drugs or the alcohol. If you've got the Mary Jane and the what, you're supping when you shouldn't. Don't do it, big cat. It's only yourself you are hurt. And if you're still taking on the Mary Jane, you're clouding your own mind from your greatness. Divine is going to drop peccadillos on you that will fortify you so that you will have the bag, darling dear. Let them go on with the swag, because remember, big cat, it's not who laughs first. It's who laughs last will last longest. The energy of this, as I said, it goes to a 12. As I said, it was the hangman. The number 12 on the dominoes speaks about what? You're about to meet someone or be introduced to something new, a new sport or a new hobby, darling dears, or even a new idea. Something that you've been toying with yourself, but something is about to push you towards it, darling dears. You may see it on the tele vision. You may hear it in someone else's conversation. You may even have got the inspiration from this little chat we've had this morning, darling dears. This is why I come to you every single day, because no cat gets left behind. There is someone listening to this that needs to hear these words, to hear this message, that you can go on. It's who laughs last. Never you forget you are the red light, green light champion. And they will tell people that you are bitter, but it's not bitter. They will call you bitter. They will call you angry when you understand the use and the worth of yourself and boundaries, darling dears. When you resurrect them boundaries, you'll be called the bitterest of them all. Well, let them call you bitter, as you realize swag does not outdo the bag. The energy of the 5 is the Hierophant energy. The energy of the 7 is the Chariot, darling dear. The Most High, Taurus energy, darling dears, as well as Cancer. Cancer is moon energy. The moon energy also covers, lean in, big cat, the High Priestess. Yes, baby, you know things, and you always knew this. Divine wants you to listen to your intuition and your discernment. Divine is telling you that it's about to pay off for you in a big way. Chariot energy is success, darling dears. The energy of 1-5, darling dears, also speaks about a proposal. It could be a business proposal, but it's some kind of social event that's going to be coming your way. Within now and the next 12 days, darling dears, you must go. I know you're going to think, but listen, there's no buts, darling dears. You must go. The energy of the The energy of the 7, darling dear. The 2-5, it speaks about defeat, darling dear. Somebody did something to you in private, but it's about them being defeated in public, darling dear. Remember I told you that? The injustices that they did in private and they thought they'd gotten away with it. Well, guess what? The blank room came out first. We've already seen what they intended for you is going back to them, return to sender. As you call judgment with your pure heart. Remember I told you that? Some of you will say, but I've done this and that in the past. You've already atoned for it, darling dear. Or it was made whole by what? By what you had to go through after you created an injustice against someone else. I told you energy is everything. You've already atoned for what you did in the past. Because you didn't you may have done something bad, darling dears. From you, listen, right? From you ain't done nothing to a child. You haven't murdered no one. You ain't done grape. I can understand, mate. I can understand there's forgiveness, but the forgiveness will have to come from within self. But there's no forgiveness that somebody's done something to a child. Listen, I know I'm contradicting myself, but I already told you, Big Cat, I'm an advocate for children. Many children are being put in a situation where they're not taught to fight, speak up for themselves. Many children are in situations where their mother, as soon as their partner leaves or they leave their partner, and next man's coming through and the next man and nah, black, that's wrong. It's wrong. What's the matter with them? Can't they pay their needs? Give their child a bit of breathing space? You have to be the example for your progenies, darling dears. You have to. You have to. As I said, what they done did to you in private, darling dear. When they had a town meeting with a mouth meeting, darling dear, the tongue wrestlings, they will be shamed in public. Let's get a deck and dive a little bit. Oh, I love when he makes I don't know how he does it. Yesterday when he made my coffee for me yesterday, right? He goes, Mum, do you want me to tell you how I make it? This? No, blood, that's your duty. No, I don't want to know. Don't tell me. Yeah. All right. Let's get a card. We're going to use the Lightseer Tarot deck. Base of the deck. What did I say? Wounded warrior. Spiritual strength, darling dear. Still have the strength to go on. And again, we see all of this highlighting around the tip of the wand. This is about your intuition. We've already heard this. As the sun enters Pisces, darling dears, your imagination, compassion, intuition is going to be strong over the next 30 days. Pay attention, darling dear, to your intuitions. It's about to lead you to the biggest bag of them all. Remember, I told you that. Don't worry about what they're saying about you behind your back. Because for everything is being counted and they will be shamed in public. Remember, I told you that. I love the Lightseer Tarot deck. Why? Because some of them have the rune stones on it and it gives you an even deeper message. Many things were said behind your back. We'll break this down in a minute. Why did it go this big? Look, for a reason. Chariot card, darling dear. I was meant to see this. Let's see. We already saw the Chariot by the what? By the dominoes. Clarify the 9 of Wands. Yeah, I told you. Public shame, 10 of Swords. This is having to lay on a bed of nails, darling dears. For words, actions, some form of communication that was wrong. They should never have done it. They shouldn't have done it. Right? This toxic tricks, these people, this person, whomsoever it is in your life, darling dear. They're going to have to be held accountable for their wickedness. World card, darling dear. They took certain things, toxic things to people, darling dear. People in the world, people that's never met you face to face. They did this and they did that. Well, guess what? The 10 is about the what? Ending of a cycle, darling dears. Ending of a cycle. It's because you changed, darling dears, the Death card, Scorpio energy. Scorpio also rules is Pluto energy, and it's also ruled by judgment, darling dear. I told you. As you get this new transformation, this new season in your life, it's about you what coming back. In some cases, it's like you came back from the dead, darling dear. Came back from the dead to let them realize and know by your actions, by your words, that the swag will never outdo the bag. Death card, Scorpio energy. It's about the regeneration of you, darling dear. For some, it was a painful breakup or a life-changing event that caused a painful breakup. It's not just with a partner. Spiritual belch, because I speaks the truth. Roof, pinkies up. But the change in you, darling dear, it's not just a mental change, because it's a physical. You don't even look like the same cat you used to be, darling dear. I don't mean that your looks are going down, but when you become what? More spiritually inclined, you follow that spiritual path to the letter, darling dears. Your whole look, the way you stand up with your head up, shoulders back, you've done nothing to be ashamed of. Everything was a life lesson for you to understand whom you are and the energy that you command, darling dears. You came back from the dodo dead. Toxic situations that you had to what? Cleave away out of your life. Arguments and fights that they will try to invite you to, darling dears, and have you on a knife sword. You had to shut up. And yet they still lie, darling dears. Still trying to bring what? The grey area. They're not telling the truth at your back, darling dear. They've got a blade for every one of your back chakras. I told you, these back, front, neck, tabbers. But they, no. Don't listen. This is the thing that upsets them the most. You have not come back to explain nothing to no one about nothing. This is what the biggest, what cross for them to bear, darling dears. You haven't said nothing to these liars, these pretenders, darling dears. You didn't say anything, and you did not defend yourself. You just bossed up, darling dears. This is you sitting in your own authority. You are a kingpin, queen pin, king pin. This also speaks about a future partner for some, if that's what you want, which will be coming towards you. This is Aries as well as Mars energy, darling dears. Mars also comes with what? The Tower in Tarot, darling dears. The sudden change in you. People can't understand how comes you are still sitting on your throne. They wanted you to be dethroned in their presence so they could cast more aspersion on you, but yet still you rise. Come through, Mayor Angelou. Posh, clap. Yet still you rise. Someone who lied to gain authority in your life, darling dear. Someone who abused that power with lies, darling dears. What's this trying to peep out? The temperance of it all, darling dears. Temperance is Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, right? Jupiter also rules what? The wheel of fortune, darling dear. I told you the wheel is turning in your favor. This is your ancestors, way showers, and spiritual guides. Divine is telling you to what? Continue to be patient, darling dear, because you don't know what's going on in the background in keys of what is being manifested for you. Patience is key. And if you are still doing the Mary Janes and drinking the alcohols, Divine wants you to put it down. It's time to do that, darling dears. You have to be clear thinking. Many of you are doing this because it helps with the cognitive dissonance of it all, darling dears. But you have to be of a clean mind, a clear mind to understand what's going on, so that when these visions come to you, right? When this guidance comes to you, you understand it. Some of you are taking these things to dampen down the pain, but the only way to get through the DNS, darling dear, is to feel that pain. You have to feel every pain. It's about ripping the plaster off. I mean, you call it Band-Aid. In the UK, it's a plaster, blood. Ripping it off, darling dear. You have to feel that pain. Go through this difficult journey of facing your shadow side, because you are about to be gifted. You're about to be lifted up. I told you. You are dealing with they, them, and who have the Emperor's new clothes. You know that Hans Christian Andersen tell? Yes. Clarify this Nine of Wands. This is spiritual strength. I told you we are going through a spiritual battle. Go towards my TikTok when you're finished and listen to what I've got pinned. It's 10 minutes long. It's got a lot of intel there. Let you know what's going on at this moment in time, because we have to come together as one mind. We outweigh the 1%, darling dears. And if we want peace, you have to think it. You have to believe it. Because this is the age of Aquarius, where those that try to oppose you in every single way is about to get what they truly deserve. Somebody wanted you to fade away with the gossip and the lies that they were telling at your back. You've got the Knight of Cups, darling dear. I told you, the Knight of Cups, this is someone who is charming, that likes to go from township to town, or should I say village, or mud hut to mud hut, right? Perpetrating more fucking blood. When all along this person just wanted your attention, darling dear. They wanted to come back to you. They didn't know what goodness was until you told them to what? Fetch the black bag's blood. Knight of Cups in the upright. I'm also, for the first time I've noticed there's a letter here. There's some kind of message that they're trying to get across to you, darling dears. But we've also got that same begging bowl, darling dears. It's an empty bowl. They've got nothing to give you. This is somebody who affected your emotions. Cups is about emotions. The Knight of Cups is about relationships, or how you relate, darling dears. For others, this message is what? As you continue to continue on your spiritual journey, you are going to get, as I said, there's an invitation going to be gifted of the next few, between 1 and 12 days time, darling dear. This is where you're going to be meeting your next, or your true love, first kiss, or somebody who's going to what? Understand you from the inside out, because a good friend is like money in the bank. I tell you this. Someone who's going to recognize, because they have the real eyes, as have you, big cat. Clarify this Knight of Cups, please. What did I just say? The next 12 days, Hangman comes out, darling dear. We also see Radio, Chariot energy. We've got Gebel, that's about relationships. We've got Hagalaz, something that's suddenly going to change. Perfo, High Priestess, pay attention to your intuitions. We have Manas here, the Fool card. This is also talking about a partner, somebody coming towards you, but it also speaks about the Uranus energy. You was not meant to fit in a box, darling dear. You was not meant to conform to what everyone else is doing, putting up with dysfunctional relationships, being with toxic people, knowing that they talk about you like they call you and called you everything but a child of God. Everything is all here in the Hangman. They wanted you to be stuck, unable to move. And in some cases, the Hangman means prison, hospital, or the graveyard, darling dears. Trust and believe. Many things that they said, they pretended they were being friendly. They told you these, as I told you, people that come to tell you things that other people said that to you. How comes the other person felt comfortable telling them? Everybody's getting a cut off blood. I told you. There's merchant of slander, the people they're connected to. Listen, we're using it like Kaiser Soze round here from the usual suspects without the chelation. Everybody's getting it. Leave them where they are, darling dears, because they wanted you to be stuck in obstacles that they created when they had their mouth meetings. You can't come up against a spiritual warrior who understands who they are, who's been through the darkest part of the night. I had to look over my shoulder. I told you, it's not catching up on me. Not again. But yet they are the ones on a knife's edge. They are the ones that are being discussed. They are the ones that are going through mental turmoil and torture. Why do I see that? Because it's here. Clarify the Ten of Swords, please. What did I say? Six of Cups, darling. There's somebody that knows that they can't come back. And it also speaks about lacking in opportunities coming towards them, darling. There are somebody who's on the hamster wheel of the karmas. Someone who didn't recognize loyalty when it was at their side, at their back, darling dears. Someone once told me that people that you have behind you, darling dear, because when they were saying people, they was telling me about progeny. Progeny that you have behind you, you protect them. People that walk with you through your darkest part of your life, darling dear. That is what you call a true soldier. And anyone that comes against you, hey, judgment. But you have to be living a pure life. A pure life. Many of you have gone through divorce, or you're going through a divorce at this moment in time. Your partner will go and get another partner to flash on you. I'm telling you, it's all swag. Don't do the same as them, darling. Until the judge signs that divorce paper, you are still spiritually tied to them. And if you want judgment to be called on them, you keep it clean. You pay your knees. Don't do what they did, darling dears. These people would love to come back into your situation again, but they cannot. They cannot. In the words of Jocelyn Hernandez. Right? What did I just say? Knight of Swords. Tongue wrestling, telling all of these lies, but they're not talking on their true self. This is the Emperor New Clothes. Knight of Swords on its face, darling dear. They're remembering the words that they said to you. But look at their faces on the cards. This person is looking back into the past. Personal people. How they went to the world and called you everything but a child of God. But when they poured that, they threw SHIT at you, darling dear. They threw dirt at you, but it's fertilizer, because the seeds that you sow, darling dears, is what you shall reap. Remember, I told you that. For some, it's the right partner, a new business. This is your mental health. Remember, there is peace in walking alone. Peace, darling dear. Peace to contemplate your next move in silence. Peace to build an empire from one pebble. That's all it took. They're looking back into the past, darling dears. Realize you've changed. They can't push you around anymore, right? And they can't draw you back in with no trauma bond. You realize that you'll be going back to what? A fallacy. Going back to a situation that was nothing but injustices. And guess who was getting it at the back end without the Vaseline? Oh, they talked about you, big cat. The Emperor also represents the God card in Tarot, right next to the Temperance, darling dear. Nothing like divine timing, because when they was making these plans, conversating about you behind your back, waiting for you to fail, they should have what? Dug a deeper grave for themselves. Because I always tell you, my darling dears, my besties, God sits high and looks low, but you have to live a pure life. Put down the Mary Janes and the alcohols, please. Stop blocking your vision. Stop blocking your intuition. Stop blocking the guidance, darling dears. You have to be clear thinking to hear the Most High. And you have to remember, Father God will take all what is not for you out of your life. So he can say, can you hear me now? The baddest of them all, whether you are male or female, is the one that learns to walk alone. What's this toxic one looking back at? King of Wands, their behaviors. Current energy, darling. They're feeling it, darling dear. They're feeling it. How they thought they was the best thing since sliced bread. Yes, they did. Wee Willy Winky, darling. They're going all through the town. But you are the baddest cat of them all, darling dear. They need to turn around and realize that, yes, you see them. You see them and you see the behaviors that they perpetrated. Isn't that a lizard on its chest? Just notice that. He's a lizard hanging on by a thin wire. They see you as solo dolo, as the boys or girls on the pole, balancing out your responsibilities. They would like to muddy those waters, darling dears, because what you've been doing, you've been working on it for some time. Knight of Pentacles, it's been slow in coming. But you are building, darling dears. Once you have that healthy, clean mind, put down the alcohols, put down the Mary Janes. That goes to 9 of Pentacles, the 7 and the 2. I'm saying 7 and the 2 is a 9 of Pentacles. That is knowing your worth, independent, drama-free. Even though this is not a 7, but it came out that way, darling dears. Freudian slip, meant to come out. And we've already discussed the 7 because we saw it on the dominoes. The 7 and the 2 is a 9. The 9 is the Hermit, Virgo energy. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Is speaking about the rational mind. This is also about how you think, and it's also your communication, darling dears. Mercury is also ruled by the solar plexus. This is about your self-esteem. It took a while for you to get your self-esteem back, for you to realize that you are more than a conqueror. What does the Death card mean? From death to rebirth. I just called it. Here we come with the 9 of Cups, darling dear. Spiritual fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. You are a breakthrough. Your hard work is about to pay off. First time I've noticed that this person's hair is blue, darling dears. Blue is the color of loyalty, as well as what? Trusting the process. It's also the color of what? Knowledge, as well as what? Spirituality. Clarify the 9 of Cups, please. Clarify the 9 of Cups, please. Wow, there's a whole lot of cards that turned over. A whole lot. Page of Swords, they're still watching, darling. Look, I can't make it up. Page of Swords can be impetuous, darling dear, trying to discover exactly what your next move is, darling dears. Words, darling dears, words. They're having a town meeting about you, but it's all because of what the karma that they find themselves in, darling dear, as judgment finds their address. Again, you already intuitively know it. Many of you are high priest or priestess. The high priestess also speaks about what? Female genitalia. They're saying things about your punani, darling dear. God. That they might talk about something with them, something that they haven't seen since before Joseph's coat was many colors. Why are they talking about that? God, they're so low. How low can you go? It's because you're mysterious, darling dears. And many of them are realizing that you was a trusted confidant, because if you broke a friendship or you left a family paradigm, darling dear, you didn't air out their secrets. You didn't need to. You just took back your energy and didn't come back. They didn't realize how loyal you were until you was gone. But yet they still continue to what? Cast aspersion on your name. But they are a page. A page. Pwah! You didn't downgrade them the way they downgraded you. The way they dragged your name over the coals. Listen. This is why, Father God, your ancestors, way shows and spiritual guides heard conversations that you never heard. Why? Because if you'd have heard them, that you would have never been able to what? Get back up, dust yourself off, and be on the path that you are on now to get the blank room. As they receive the karma for the injustices they perpetrated against you. You would have never been able to get up if you heard what they said, darling dears. This is why you was taken out of certain situations. Clarify this Ace of Swords. In the reverse, these lying liars, these hoodwinkers. I'm being told to what? Shuffle the cards again. All right. We've got on this we've got the High Priestess energy. We've also got Wunjo Star card, Aquarius energy. This is the healing, darling dear. You had to heal. You was taken from the situation. We've got Manas, and we've got also got Lagaz, Hangman. I love seeing the runes on these. You was made to wait, darling dear, for these blessings, but you was also told to work hard. And you've been waiting for some time. Everything is in God's timing. Remember, I told you that. So there was lying, eh? They was having a mouth meeting, a town meeting at the Mud Hut Central. The same ones you told to hit the road, just like Jack. King of Cups. They're narcs, darling dears. Narcissist is their name. Sociopath, psychopath. Their eyes is close to their own wickedness, what they brought into the situation. Is that not Pisces round their neck? Pisces is ruled by what? Neptune energy in the reverse. So this person is drugging and drinking it up. They're lying and they are in bondage, darling dears. Their days are a fog as they sit and contemplate, but they're not looking at their own actions that brought them to this situation. They're lying to themselves, they're lying to God, and they're lying in the face of your ancestors and their ancestors. They're lying. They lie them, I tell. Narcissist, darling dears. Tell me something more about these narcs. King of Cups also supposed to represent what? A loyal, loving partner, darling. There's somebody who's mentally as well as emotionally mature. This person is an immature trick. Strength card in the reverse. They went to many, darling. They're in the upright. This is drama free in the reverse to create a lot of drama for you, darling dears. They had people hating you that has never even breathed the same air as you. They went amongst many, and you was the sacrificial lamb, darling dears. Remember I told you that. All because they couldn't get one over on a big cat who understood how to bend the matrix once you left that energy behind, darling dears. Yeah. What did I just say? Bend the matrix, and here is the magician card. Divine has gifted you with all of the tools, darling dears. And the magician also speaks about something coming through with a speed. And again, the magician is ruled by what? Mercury energy. It also, Mercury also rules the hermit because it's Virgo energy as well, darling dears. Something is being written down about you, darling dears. Somebody is writing something down, darling dears. If you've got a vehicle, you need to protect your transportation. I told you, obsidian crystal, right? Black tourmaline. If you've got a vehicle, you need to get these crystals, cleanse them, darling dear. We've already missed the full moon. We have a new moon in Pisces. I believe it's around the 19th or the 20th coming towards us, under running water. And set your intentions as you're cleansing that crystal. You need to protect your vehicle because somebody's writing something. If you've got a vehicle, they want it to spin off the road. If you don't get your brown bread, they want you to be paralyzed. It's all coming out now, darling dears, all because of their words and their actions. They thought you'd come back. Mercury is also something to do with the arms, the hands, the nerves, the lungs, the shoulders. All of these things will be affected. Protect your transportation, darling dears. Be wise, because you walk with the wise. They want your vehicle affected, darling dears. Or maybe you have a vehicle that is upsetting them. They're upset because they're jealous of the Flintstones because they're either driving a piece of shit or they can't afford it. Protect your transportation. Obsidian black crystal or black tourmaline. Yeah, world card. Because they can't get over you and you've ended this cycle. Thank God. World card is represented by Earth as well as Saturn energy, as well as the fixed signs of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. They're watching you, darling dears, watching you make wise choices. They're seeing you stand in your individualism. Some of them are recognizing the limit to the control, that they no longer have control of you. Saturn is also the god of agriculture, as well as what? Conformity, social order. They thought you would conform, they thought you would bend, but they didn't expect you to come back as what? A high kicking alchemist, darling dear. Major arcana. I told you, many of you have been on this journey for some time because it had to build your character. You had to what? Get the je ne sais quoi in your skills. Ending of a cycle, world card. Clarify the Emperor card, please. Yeah. Told you, God, Father, God, Mother, Isis wanted you to heal. To heal. This is the recuperation of it all. And it also, again, is for you to go into your conscious mind, because there's still some healing to be done. You are blocking your own blessings at this moment in time. Maybe you're having the ruminating thoughts in your quiet times about these people, but you have to interrupt it. You have to interrupt it. Because where are these? This is what I'm saying. Sometimes you have to examine the thoughts that are coming through your mind, and you have to question those thoughts. Question them. Because it's of the conscious mind. It's the subconscious that you must be working with. You have to get to that. Question every thought, because these thoughts that are ruminating in your mind, darling dear, is blocking your own blessings that divine wants to give unto thee. Question every thought, darling dears. And when they are thought that does not serve your greatness, it will lose its power. Give you the true healing that you deserve, so that you can bless how the Most High wishes you to be blessed with what you truly deserve on this Malkuth. What did I say? The spiritual journey of it all. And what did I say about the pineal gland? You can create anything you want. And as I said, you have to put down the Mary Janes and the alcohols if you haven't. Ace of Wands is about being motivated. It's about being inspired. But most of all, it's about the spiritual journey that you're on, and the spiritual warfare that you've been up against, and the fact that you had to be patient when you felt impatient. You are being sat down at this moment in time to finish cleansing what needs to be cleansed and cleared. Base of your deck. Because you were sent to break generational curses. 10 of Pentacles. This is the tree of life. Divine is about to gift you with the fool's journey, but you're going to have it with your third eye buffed up to a big shine, darling dears. This is spiritual warfare. You were sent to save many, not just you and your inner circle, right? You may even be a circle of one, but your energies, darling dears. Many of you are thinking, but I don't know how I'm going to meet these. Listen. Don't question the actions of the Most High. Everything happens when it's meant to happen. But you have to be clear and understand, as the stone that the builder refused, you are being sent to be the cornerstone, the bringer of the light. You broke generational curses. That alone, you should be cheersing it up and thanking the Most High. You are not living in a toxic paradigm because you are afraid of walking alone. You are unafraid. You are Ibex, prototype of your lineage, built for this. You are the baddest of them all, and their swag will never outweigh the bag that the Most High gives unto thee. Two of Swords. So you've got a choice to make, darling dears. You really do. And don't let it be a blind one, because this is not the time to make a spiritual mistake. Going to use the Moonology cards. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, darling dears, I can't believe he threw away the love of a loyal son because he didn't want to stand in his own responsibilities. Be bold and make the first move. We've got a cardinal moon, okay? A cardinal sign is about you initiating, darling dear. This is about you taking action. The cardinal is at the beginning of a season, so you are at the beginning of a season, darling dears. It also represents them in the minor arcana, the numbers 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4 goes the 2 and the 3 and the 4 goes to a 9, darling dear. When they age you, you unite them. You are on a spiritual journey. Divine wants you to look back at something in particular that you need to heal from, darling dears. And you can't heal from it if you are taking on the Mary Jane and the alcohols. You must be of a clear mind. And yes, you're gonna cry. I told you, when we cry as big cat, what do? We rub them bitches in because they're the best skin tightener. Many of you are crying now, but you're gonna be crying over the next few days as you face these things with a sober mind. You have to face them, darling dears, in order to what? Best them. Nothing must hold you back from what is about to be gifted unto thee. You've been working on it for a long time, but there's something within you that you have to face with a sober, clear mind. It's gonna hurt, but joy always comes in the morning. Remember, I told you that. Moon energy is about your emotions. It's also about relationships, darling dears. The moon energy is also represented by the number 18, which goes again to the 9. Moon is ruler of Cancer as well as Pisces energy. This is about spiritual travel, spiritual journey, darling dears. You are journeying into the land of the wise. Infinite wisdom is about to be gifted unto thee. Pardon me, another spiritual belch because I speaks the truth. Roof, pinkies up. I told you, over the next 30 days, your intuition and your discernment. And you are going to have to what? Find compassion for yourself. You know when you do that ugly cry? You know the ugly cry that comes from the... You're going to go for it, but you're going to be better off for it. Face that last peccadillo that's blocking you from your shadow side, darling. Blocking the shadow side from releasing you from the torment of the wicked. But you have to be bold and make that first move. What's this? Your commitment is being tested. I can't make this up, right? This is what? A first quarter moon. Lean in, big cat. A first quarter moon means what? It means take action. You have to do it. Tear off the plaster or the band-aid. Base of the deck. Because it's time for you to, it's your coming out party, darling dears. We're seeing what in the background? Aquarius. You're going to learn different knowledges when you face that final pain. Rip off that band-aid, darling dears. It's not going to be nice. It's not going to be pretty. You're going to do the ugly cry. Many of you are still blaming yourself for being in situations and paradigms that put you what? Nearly in the ground. But you had to go for it. Look at it this way, darling dears. Those wicked people or persons or even family members, whatever it was, right? They was put there to wake you up. They was meant to cut you to the white meat so that you could release the light that's within you, darling dears, so that you can be the survival kit for another big cat. Aquarius energy. This is a full moon. Again, lean in some more. A full moon means what? Harvest time is upon us, darling dears. And I told you, by March 7th, you'll see the wheels starting to turn, but you have to go through this last bit of what? Ugly cry. But you have to be not crying into a cup of wine or whatever it is, or not crying behind a Mary Jane because that dulls your feelings and you haven't healed them. You have to heal it before the 7th of March. Please believe me, big cat. You have to heal whatever it is that's holding you back before the 7th of March. It's not going to be pretty, but you have to go through it. Why? Because you're built for it. You are a big cat. Come on. Right? Because the energy is gaining momentum. Don't be left behind, darling dear. What's going on for us is a once in a lifetime thing, darling dear. The energy of a waxing moon means what? It's time for you to observe and align, right? Your hopes, your dreams, your wants with what the universe is trying to gift unto you. I can't make this up. This is why I show you my cards. What's that? Oracle 7100 saying, yeah, you're going to do a dry cry. Like Sizzler says, push, clap, the dry cry, blood. Some of you, you're going to have to release the word. You're going to have to go by yourself. You listen. But you have to get that last bit of poison out. No weapon that was formed against you must prosper, and you can't take them pains with you where the divine wants to take you. This is why you were separated. This is why you had to learn to walk alone. The race is not for the swift, for those with the swag. They will not be given the eternal bag. Remember, I told you that. They won't. Base of the deck. Hold your vision, darling dears. These, when you see mountains on the card, these are the obstacles that you have to overcome. You've got to break them bitches down, right? We've got a fixed moon, darling dears. A fixed moon is like, how can I put it? A fixed moon is like a one gibbonous moon, darling dear. Introspection. Where's Kipper? If Kipper's hiding, then I'm going to finish the read. Is Kipper hiding? No. Kipper says, I'm here, Case. Because I know how you love the Kippers so much. This is your time, big cat. Mark it on your almanac. Do whatever you have to do to get that last bit of pain out of you. Get it out of you. Lover's energy. Again, we've got the Mercury energy, because true partnership, true alignment is about to be gifted to you, but you will not get it, right, if you haven't done the work. The 1 and the 5 goes to a 6, right? In numerology, 6 is about what? Balance. And it also speaks about the protection from the Most High. It also speaks about you being community orientated, darling dears, or your community is going to find you after the 7th of March. But you've got to do that final bit of shadow work and get rid. And the energy of the lovers, the Gemini energy, is about making wise choices. Choose you in every situation. The dove is about a new beginning. Because you've come too far. In my Sophia voice, all my life I had to fight. Yeah, you've come too far to let all your hard work go to waste, darling dears. The 3 and the 8 goes to an 11. 11 is a master number. 11 speaks about what? Being inspired, as well as what synchronicities. You will see it. But do the work before the 7th of March, darling dears. And I'm not talking about sit down and think about all of the sad things and make yourself cry. Nah, blood. When you are doing soul healing work, when you sit down quietly by yourself, drink some water, darling dears, and ask your soul, what is holding you back from the gifts that divine wants to give unto thee? You've been separated from everyone so that you can hear what is meant to be told, what you have to let go of, which still has a hold over you, and you'll be able to release yourself. Listen, believe me, big cat. Told you, when you come over here, no cat gets left behind. Because divine is going to give you the change you've been seeking. The hard work you've done is about to pay off. Hermit energy, this is a spiritual warfare. The 9, remember, you had to learn to walk alone for a reason. Moving away from betraying betrayers, back front neck tabbers. You had to. Don't let nothing hold your soul down, darling dears. do that work before the 7th of March. And you have to be of a sober spirit and a sound mind to hear the divine speak unto thee so that you can release it. This is God's authoritative thumbs, darling dears, on a 7, which we started on because the first domino we saw was a 7, darling dears. That is what a highly spiritual number. So you're going to have to analyze and find exactly what it is you need to release. What's blocking you from the blessing that divine wants to give to you. I hope you get the message. On that note, oh, I've gone past the 60. Why didn't you stop me, big cat? I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, toddle over to my Patreon, or simply come back here. And again, big cat, thank you very much for getting me to the 1,000 subscribers on my TikTok. I'm now at, I think I'm at 1,600. You guys ain't ramping, blood. Thank you very much. And I will be turning up on the TikTok within the next hour because I've got to take a breather because this is all spiritual work. Sometimes because so many of you are focusing on me and it's like divine is speaking through me, give me these words. I have to rest for a bit before I go back on live again. Because when you have a lot of energies focusing on you to get the messages out, it does deplete you. And listen, I've got a broad back, but bloody hell, mate. Sometimes I forgot walk it out. All right, I'm gonna go out into nature. All right, because my house is surrounded by trees. All right, and I'm gonna go and put my feet on some grass. And then I'll be back on the TikToks. And make sure you go over to my TikTok because there's a message that I've got pinned to my TikTok. Listen to that message and it will tell you all while gone right now. Why we have to be of one mind. Why we have to release everything on the material plane that's tried to hold us back and stop us from getting our vision. Look, it's time to take action. And these adjustments are required. Because what did I just say? Your hard work is about to be paid off, Capricorn energy. For some, it's a new status, darling dears. As I said, don't get smoked and don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat.